and my mother just couldn't understand that it was inappropriate to act that way in Walmart.
Your mom. Welcome back to Wake Up Today. Many women have trouble telling where they stand in a relationship. Whether it's the unanswered phone call or the emotional distance, men are hard to read.
Well, lucky for you ladies out there, we have relationship expert Jessica Flagdivalodi on the show with us. Jessica, how nice to have you with us today.
Do you really mean that?
Oh, look, already analyzing.
You know what? The key to a healthy relationship is really being critical from the beginning.
That is so interesting. It must be hard to stay so vigilant.
You know what? It can be, but in the end, it's worth it.
I'm sure. Now, Jessica, tell us how you studied these relationships.
You know, I mostly studied with my ex-current boyfriend, Roger.
That's fascinating. So this subject must be intensely personal for you.
Yes, it is.
Well, Jessica, tell us a little bit about reading signs in a relationship.
You know, asking what your partner's thinking about is always helpful. Maybe you're up late at night just watching him sleep. Feel free to wake him up and ask what he's thinking. Maybe you're in a group with friends and just pull him aside. What are you thinking about, partner?
Okay, so I'm hearing a theme of openness here.
Yes, you should be very open. Calling every hour just to let him know you're thinking about him is always a good thing. You also shouldn't be afraid to ask him to modify damaging behaviors. For example, asking him to pick up his phone the third time you call in a minute because you're worried that he didn't pick up the first 2 times in a minute.
Oh, I'm always afraid to ask those kinds of things.
You know what? It can really only help the relationship if you both communicate well.
Fascinating stuff.
You know, the first thing I always say as well is always check your boyfriend's call history, text messages, and email accounts. Text messages are really useful because you can see the overly flirtatious messages that they get from girls that they claim are just friends.
Really? Well, what kind of message might send red flags?
Well, for example, something like, sure thing, or I'll meet you there, or I'll send them over now, or even relaying phone numbers. Those are some of the most common ones you'll find.
Couldn't all of those things just be a little bit out of context in texts?
What else can you tell from a relationship?
Another vital sign is in restaurants. Your boyfriend might take you to dinner, but if he's constantly asking the waitress for things and saying things like, please and thank you, that's really a behavior that can show up as a warning. He's probably only thinking about going back with that tramp after he gets the check.
I may be wrong, but this seems a little rash, doesn't it?
Oh, you.
Another big thing is if he's hanging out with his friends. Why doesn't he want to hang out with you? Are you not good enough for him?
I ask that same question all the time.
And there's a lot that you can tell from his text that he sends to you too. If he doesn't end it with a heart or a love you, that means that he doesn't.
It's a text message.
This is really amazing.
Something that helps a lot is if you follow him to work every once in a while to make sure he's actually going there, or to see if he's sleeping with that bitch from 2 weeks.
Okay, Shelby, I think we're going to take a break.
Why do you always
but
talk
when
to
we
Shelby
return,
and you don't talk to me?
Is
you know
your dog
I'm right
trying to
here.
poison you?
I mean, it doesn't even
and
make
after
sense.
that,
I'm sure you're going to have
we'll
a guest
let you
on
know
right
if your
after
toddler
me.
is
I know you're
posing
just
nude
going to
on the
forget about
internet.
me. You're just
Don't
going to
go
forget.
away.